Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news pertaining to the special counsel, John Durham's special counsel. There's a special counsel just like the Mueller probe, yet it gets no media attention. I talk about it, numerous others talk about it. Other than that, there's no media attention. Why? Because it's a special counsel that William Barr started before he left under President Trump's administration to find out why they investigated an incoming candidate without any evidence, literally no evidence, that he was working with Russian operatives. The entire thing was fabricated, either through the Steele dossier or through the latest indictment of Michael Sussman, an attorney that was paid by the Clinton campaign to spread false allegations that Trump was communicating with a Russian bank, Alpha Bank. Durham just filed on Friday, just released a filing to block and prevent the Michael Sussman's attempt to throw the case or dismiss the case. So the defendant asked the court to dismiss the indictment. Why? Because his defense was, if you could believe this, lying to the FBI about being paid by Clinton is not material or irrelevant to the charges being leveled against him. He's trying to say that it wasn't a crime to withhold that information. Well, number one, it's a crime to actually lie under oath. So he stated, according to the indictment into Durham, he stated that he wasn't being paid, and then he said he was being paid under oath. Number two, the issue that is taking place is the following. His decision to withhold that information, according to the indictment, led the top legal counsel at the Bureau to believe that, James Comey's top legal counsel just believed that he was a good citizen. This is the interesting part. Durham is pitting the government against the attorneys and the people paid by Clinton and the DNC. Had he told the truth to the FBI, according to the indictment, the people at the Bureau would never have accepted the salacious and completely fabricated information that they accepted from him on behalf of the DNC and Clinton. That's one of the reasons why his lie not only was material, but one of the reasons he's getting indicted. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel below if you want to support my work. My Patreon is below in the pinned comment. To my new Patreons, thank you so very, very much. I might not have a live stream tonight. I might continue with a live stream tomorrow evening. But definitely be here in a couple of hours. I will have another segment, another upload on the Durham Probe. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge because you have a defendant now who's actually making things worse for himself, and also the government officials who the people he teamed up with to go after Trump. What took place is the following. The DNC purchased a dossier through a law firm this man worked for. Another attorney, who might very well get indicted as well, helped purchase a salacious dossier full of lies and nonsense. Then, this is why media lies by omission or just overtly lies all the time. Then, when they say, well, it's completely discredited, but you have some publications, reputable publications, saying, well, the theme of the dossier has been confirmed. No, it hasn't. The theme was that Russia wanted Trump. That's never been confirmed by anyone. That's an intelligence assessment from Clapper and Brennan, and through the ODNI and DHS reports and Comey. That assessment is just that. It's not a guarantee. It's not made with any certainty. it is actually stated through the use of high to moderate confidence assessments. The DHS, the Department of Homeland Security report, and the FBI report state that there should be no guarantees. There's a warranty disclaimer in the beginning of the report. At the end of the Director of National Intelligence, the ODNI report, Office of Director of National Intelligence, from Clapper, there's a high to moderate confidence assessment scale. There's zero certainty in what they're saying. So they believe that Trump worked with Russia. That is a belief that they have never proven in court. And when they indicted the Russian intelligence officials, they did so only through the information of Company One. You guessed it, Company One was a company that was outsourced by the Democratic Party and only gave copies of DNC servers to James Comey and the Bureau. They were paid to find out why or how the DNC was allegedly hacked. The only reason we know or that we've heard it was allegedly hacked is through that company. The United States government never looked at DNC servers. The whole thing was a complete racket. There are companies being paid by the Democratic Party and the Clinton campaign to then tell the government, and then the government just ate everything up and said, yes, no problem, we believe you. If the reverse happened, and this is why when people say, well, how could you, there's so much evidence. If the reverse took place and the Republican Party or Trump's campaign paid for tech firms or for Rudy Giuliani to compile a salacious dossier of Biden or to accuse any Democrat, Clinton, anybody, of communicating with a bank because he was working on behalf of a tech executive and Donald Trump to obtain information, media would never have any of it. Media would never, ever, ever allow the same things done to Trump to be done to Democrats. So if the reverse were true, if the shoe were on the other foot, they would never allow any Democrat to be treated in the manner Trump was treated. But the Sussman indictment is very interesting because it's almost certainly the first of many indictments of attorneys in that law firm. What happened, what took place is that they set up and framed Trump through legal means. An attorney was paid. So Clinton didn't obtain all that information herself. That's not, the Clinton Foundation is a conduit. So they used all these conduits and middlemen. The DNC and Clinton went ahead and paid attorneys. Okay, that's legal. Then the attorneys compiled data and compiled non-public data about Trump. Well, that might not be legal, but apparently that's legal thus far. Okay? Then they try to weave a narrative according to the indictment for VIPs. Okay, remember Reddit Stone Tier? So there's a lot of VIPs that these tech people are working for. Then they gave that information, salacious, fabricated, completely contrived narrative to government officials. The government officials said, gosh, this is terrible. We have to investigate. The government officials were in on it, whether it was Strzok, Comey, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan. They were in on it because they just needed a pretext. Now you have Durham pitting the government against the people that they had previously worked with who were paid by the Clintons or by the Democratic Party. What took place was, what's taking place is that Durham is giving James Baker, the Bureau legal counsel, an out. He's giving him and other people at the Bureau a way to distance themselves, saying, hey, we were duped. We were deceived. This attorney we thought this attorney was acting on the best interests of the country, that he was just a good citizen. Now the attorney, Sussman, has to defend himself, and when he does, he has to say, these people were in on it also. These people these people knew what they were doing. They were taking information from me, knowing very well we had obtained this information simply to disparage Trump. And so eventually, when they found out the information was not true, that the communication between Trump Tower and Alpha Bank was like a marketing software thing from some company that had nothing to do with Trump, and all that surveillance and all that from the executive office of the president, which, by the way, also took place while Trump was president in 2017, his apartment, all of these, all these places where he was under surveillance by a rival political campaign, okay? And the fact that the government took all that information from his direct political rivals, all of that now has to be litigated in court. We're going to find out more about that law firm's involvement and other attorneys who perhaps lied under oath or who perhaps told something to the Bureau or to the Central Intelligence Agency or to other agencies, one thing to them and another thing to under oath. So under oath, he stated, yeah, he was paid by Clinton. To the Bureau, he stated something completely different. That's why he's being indicted. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back in about a couple of hours. There's another very important element to all of this pertaining to the Durham Probe Special Counsel. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you so very much.